I'm Andre Huey and welcome to this edition of the Skn Newsline Newscast. The Minister of Finance has announced a significant reduction in VAT and other relief initiatives to assist citizens and residents over the holiday period. Skn Newsline's Glenn Bart has more.
Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Dr. Timothy Harris announced significant tax reductions that would benefit consumers from as early as mid-November. Speaking on his Leadership Matters program, Prime Minister Harris disclosed 2 days for a substantially discounted VAT rate as well as other tax concessions for consumers in the Federation.
The huge VAT reduction from 17% to 5% will make goods more affordable and boost business activity in St. Kitts and Nevis. In addition to the 2 VAT discount days, when approved, businesses will charge
for consumers in the Federation.
the huge VAT reduction from 17% to 5% will make goods more affordable and boost business activity in St. Kitts and Nevis. In addition to the 2 VAT discount days, when approved, businesses will charge 5% on goods. Consumers will benefit from the following additional concessions. 1. The regular allowance of gift packages of foodstuff will be revised to allow the first £500 free of duties and taxes. In prior years, only the first £100 were exempted. This most generous concession and food items will start not in December as was previously done, but from November 15th, 2021 and will be extended to February 28, 2022. In other words, for over 3 months, consumers will have access to more affordable food. In making this concession available for such an unprecedented long period, we took into account delays in shipment of goods now being experienced around the world.
On the purchase of new vehicles, no VAT will be charged on the first $50,000. Values over that amount will be subject to the usual 17% VAT. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
Former SKNFA President Anthony Johnson received a grand send-off at his funeral service Tuesday. More in this report. Anthony Johnson, attorney at law and immediate past president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Football Association, the SKNFA, who passed away on October 3rd, was laid to rest on Tuesday at the Springfield Cemetery. His funeral service was held at the Warner Park, where a slew of tributes were given from persons from all cross-section of the St. Kitts and Nevis Society and the wider Caribbean.
He worked hard, and he played hard also. He's one of the sharpest legal minds our nation would have seen as he walked in the footsteps of his mentor, Sir Lee Llewellyn Moore.
I just but I couldn't make to come when we sing all about the one song, one song, one song, one song, one song. I know you're out there, so keep doing what you do. 'Cause there's a place for people like you. Thank you.
The same day God called you home, it broke our hearts when the sad news rang in our ears. You left with us long-lasting, beautiful memories. These memories would forever be in our hearts.
We love you always, Mr. Johnson. You are sorely missed. Continue to sleep in peace. Inception team.
At CONCACAF, Johnson was a man that always spoke his mind. His focus on getting support for St. Kitts and Nevis is legendary, and his focus on ensuring that the Caribbean was well represented spoke to his Caribbeanness.
And from my own experience, whether we were in government or in opposition, Anthony never wavered in replying to any call that was made to him from the Labour Party.
While he was a father to me, he was a father figure to countless others, a friend, a mentor, a sponsor. I'm still trying to figure out how he was so many things to so many different people.
We became family. The early years were very challenging times, to be modest. The Football Association was burdened under massive debt, and without the available funds in the bank, some members of the staff were not being paid for months. However, the SKNFA was able to navigate those challenging years with the personal assistance of President Johnson.
Like a candle in the wind, never fading with the sunset when the rain set in.
During his presidency, Mr. Johnson focused on putting players first and taking football from grassroots to the world stage, which were evident in the successes that follows. Youth football, women's football, senior men's football, referee development, player development, Nevis development, local league. And I will make special reference to Super 6.
Mr. Johnson was known in the entertainment circles as the promoter of the well-known Inception Fete. He served as SKNFA president for 3 terms, from 2009 to 2021, and was instrumental in the development of the sport in the Federation. Among the well-wishers at his funeral service were members of the various SKNFA member clubs, members of the legal fraternity, officials from CONCACAF, the SKNFA and the Caribbean Football Union, and the local political fraternity. Andre Huey, Skn Newsline. When we come back, a national plan for economic recovery, key theme in the upcoming budget from the government.
If you're looking for a one-stop shop for all your electronics, you only have 2 stores to choose from. Island Electronics on 4th Street, Basse-Terre, and Smart Electronics at Port Zante. At Island Electronics, you have some of the top brands in electronics, from the top-of-the-line smartphones, Samsung and iPhone, laptop computers, smart TVs, washing machines, small appliances, phone accessories, refrigerators, and so much more. Brands include Whirlpool, Samsung, Black & Decker, HP, and much more. Island Electronics is located in the heart of Basse. Smart Electronics get products for your leisure, headphones, video games, from Nintendo Switch to PlayStation 5, Bluetooth speakers, and much more. It's so hot these days. Well, at Smart Electronics, you can buy fans or air conditioners. And the brands that Smart Electronics carry are simply the best. JBL, Beats, Whirlpool, Amazon, LG, Samsung, HP, Dell, RCA, and many more. You can choose to buy cash or on layaway. So if you're looking for electronic stores with the best deal and quality, Island Electronics and Smart Electronics are your only choices. Choose the store of your convenience. Contact them today. Smart Electronics at 466-4271 or WhatsApp 668-2818 or Island Electronics at 665-8677. 2 stores, 1 great experience.
If you need effective advertising at affordable prices, you need to advertise with Skn Newsline. We offer a wide range of services: TV advertising, video ad production, social media marketing and management, WhatsApp marketing, digital marketing, and much more. We offer a comprehensive marketing package to suit your budget. Call our advertising department at 665-7456, 661-2008, or 663-8887. Get your message out on our newscast on the cable channel 95 and or online networks. Weekdays at 7 p.m. Skn Newsline. Marketing made easy. Welcome back. The upcoming budget address for fiscal year 2022 will show the national plan for economic recovery following the debilitating impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, said St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris. More in this report from Glenn Bart.
The 2022 fiscal year budget will focus on economic recovery from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, said Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris on his 2nd November program Leadership Matters. According to Prime Minister Harris, the budget is being prepared against signs of economic recovery, supported by the IMF prediction that St. Kitts and Nevis will experience strong economic growth in 2022. The Prime Minister described the upcoming budget as a strong plan that supports the country's economic development.
The 2022 budget will provide for infrastructure in several housing projects. It will provide for our pensioners, public servants, government auxiliary employees. It will provide resources for continuing the build-out of a resilient health system, particularly at a time when COVID-19 will become endemic. The 2022 budget will be a focused plan on locking in a strong economy as we come out of the shadow of COVID-19. More details of these initiatives will be outlined in the budget address and the Appropriation Bill 2022.
The 2021 IMF Article 4 consultation with St. Kitts and Nevis indicates strong economic growth in 2022, subject to the pace of tourism recovery, domestic activity, and performances in the fiscal sector and the CBI program. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
Dion and Associates open new Belmont Gardens development on Nevis. Nevis has a new addition to its landscape, which has changed the environment of the island and in the process created significant employment during the pandemic. That is the brand new Belmont Gardens development, which features high-end residences, the Sir Simeon Daniel Museum, and the duty-free gift shop, which allows for premier shopping and dining experience. This new development is the 5th in a line of luxury developments undertaken by Dion and Associates on Nevis over the last 26 years, and it has caught the attention of many while bringing more visibility to the island. The following video provides further insights into the development.
The official launch of this development took place in the city of Leeds, England, on August 26 of 2017. Dion and Associates chose me to be the master of ceremonies at that launch, and at that time I predicted that this development will be an ultra-modern, exclusive, luxurious of residences, duty-free shops, and museum. I said it was going to happen. The second phase took place right here where we are standing 14 months later on October 27, 2018 with the groundbreaking ceremony. And now today, ladies and gentlemen, is the third phase of the Belmont development here right now with the opening ceremony. And I'm standing here at this podium again exactly 3 years and 2 days since the groundbreaking ceremony. And so with these few words, I want to again say welcome to all of you to this official opening of Belmont Gardens development, and congratulations to Dion and Associates and his entire team. May God bless you.
When we come back, fuel truck drivers in Haiti are considering further strike action after armed gangs kidnapped several workers this week. Regional news up next. Come get your fresh smoothie at Master Mix Smoothie in Bastille at 2 locations, the Bastille Public Market or under the arch at the National Museum. Get a fresh, all-natural, healthy and tasty smoothie with flavors of your choice. Master Mix Smoothie knows the flavors that you like and mixes it all up for you the way you want it. Master Mix Smoothie, 2 locations, the Bastille Public Market or under the arch at the National Museum. Master Mix Smoothie, always the real thing, always smoothie. Want to buy some fresh fruits, vegetables, or ground provision, but don't have the time to go to the market or even to find parking? Look no further. Green Market and Delivery is your solution. Green Market and Delivery is an e-commerce store that sells and delivers local produce to customers in St. Kitts and Nevis. Anything you purchase, you can get fresh from the market and delivered directly to your door. Log on to www.greenmarketskn.com. Click on the e-store link, choose your items, and shop away. We have a wide array of products from fruits, vegetables, local products, spices and seasonings, and much more. Save time and energy. Shop on greenmarketskn.com, your one-stop shop for fresh local produce. Fuel truck drivers in Haiti are considering further strike action after armed gangs kidnapped several workers this week. The union insists on their release, but a strike is likely to compound a fuel crisis that has brought much of the country to a standstill. Some hospitals are left in the dark, and taxi drivers wait days to fill their gas tanks as the crisis deepens in the Caribbean nation. Al Jazeera's John Hendren reports from Port-au-Prince, Haiti.
Idled lines of cars snake through Haiti's capital, drivers biding their time till the pumps come to life. Without fuel, the Port-au-Prince economy is as motionless as the queues of vehicles. As police protect the tanks in the Haitian heat, frustrations run high.
We want the guys to try to work, but we can't. There is nothing. We don't have anything to do in Haiti. It's a bad country.
Wadler Pierre, who drives a taxi locals call a tap-tap, has waited 3 days.
Fights break out. Someone was beat up Monday. I am still here. This is where I sleep. I can't get fuel. I can't do anything. I can't work. I haven't eaten. The money in my pocket is only for gas.
The fuel crisis that has paralyzed the Western Hemisphere's poorest nation follows a political crisis after the assassination of the nation's last president and an earthquake that killed 2,000 people earlier this year.
Fuel is slowly starting to trickle into Port-au-Prince, but the lines are long and it runs out fast. When that happens, drivers just have to wait for the next shipment, hoping it won't be hijacked by gangs. Over the past several days, a number of trucks have been commandeered, the drivers have been kidnapped, and what fuel the gangs don't use for themselves, they sell on the black market.
The lack of diesel fuel that powers hospitals throughout the country leaves some in the dark. With no lights, women at this hospital try to wait until daylight to give birth, as tanks across the nation sit empty.
This has to end. We just need fuel. We don't need violence.
Despite government promises, the fuel shortage shows no sign of improving, leaving many to wonder how much worse the situation in Haiti can get. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Port-au-Prince.
The state of emergency in Grenada is now officially being extended pending the sitting of the Senate scheduled for Thursday and subsequently published in the Gazette. Another 6 months is the time frame which will give witness to a full year in which Grenada undergoes such a period. GBN News reports.
May 1st, 2022 will be the new date for the state of emergency for Grenada to end. November 28th was the previous deadline under the resolution passed on May 21st, and leader of government business Gregory Bowen expounds that this extension is pivotal to ensuring citizens are protected against COVID-19. According to Bowen, the extension gives legal teeth to the regulations currently in place as the country continues to tackle the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
They will tell you why we should not drop our guards and why we should always be on the lookout. What the world has to offer. What is the trait of this virus? So, Mr. Speaker, without going much into their contribution, I will recommend this motion for approval by the majority of the House of Representatives.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele, addressing the critics of the state of emergency extension, points to 198 deaths and 5,850 recorded cases.
That we understood and still understand that it will find any and every way to enter our borders, as it has done with every single country in the world. There is not a single country with length of quarantine, shortness of quarantine, number of tests, armed forces, GDP per capita, health systems, not a single country.
Still credits the low positivity ratio that is now being witnessed to people and their sacrifice.
We chose to allow and give up some of our constitutional rights because we saw it necessary for the better good. We as a people, we said we would stay home. We would not come out on weekends. We said we would go home. We followed, and therefore we benefited.
However, he cautions against complacency while noting that government expects restrictions to ease once vaccinations continue locally and internationally. Opposition leader Tobias Clement also rose in support of the extension while calling on the nation to become vaccinated.
My contention with these numbers, Mr. Speaker, 5,850, that is what was just reported. It must be more than that. And if you extrapolate the numbers to the percent between 1.5 to 2%, that would take you around 10,000 to 13,000 people with COVID-19.
The resolution, which first tabled the state of emergency extension to end on May 27, 2022, was amended to May 1, 2022. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Ethiopia's government has declared a state of emergency after a sharp escalation in fighting in the north. Tigrayan rebels say they have taken 2 key towns on the road to the capital, Addis Ababa, but that is disputed by the federal government. The Prime Minister has now called on all Ethiopians to take up arms against Tigrayan fighters. Meanwhile, the state of emergency measures allow the imposition of curfews and roadblocks on a country facing famine and with more than 2.5 million people displaced. Al Jazeera's Priyanka Gupta reports.
A new frontier in Ethiopia's war. Rebels in Tigray say they are advancing further south towards the capital Addis Ababa. The federal government has declared a nationwide state of emergency.
The decree orders the state to have the right to detain or arrest anyone suspected of working with or assisting the terrorist group. The emergency order dictates that without permission granted from a designated authority, there is to be no gathering or public protests allowed.
Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has asked all Ethiopians to mobilize and fight back against the rebels.
There are many challenges, but I can tell you with certainty, without a doubt, we will score a comprehensive victory.
In just a few days, the rebels from the northern Tigray state say they have seized the towns of Desai and Kombolcha, which are in the neighboring Amhara state. The two are on a major highway leading to the capital. The federal government has disputed those claims.
We have to make sure that our children are not dying from hunger and starvation. We have to make sure that there is access to medicine, access to food by our people. So we'll do what it takes to make sure that the siege is broken. If going to Addis, marching to Addis is what it takes to break the siege, we will.
The United States has warned the Tigray People's Liberation Front or the TPLF against any such move.
Let me be clear. We oppose any TPLF move to Addis or any attempt by the TPLF to besiege Addis.
There are concerns that violence could escalate with Tigrayan rebels joining forces with the Oromo Liberation Army, an armed group in the region surrounding the capital Addis.
There is a new marriage of convenience alliance between at least a faction of the Oromo Liberation Front and the TPLF, because Abiy has managed to alienate